We're with Demon football coach Jay Thomas, whose football team has beaten a nationally ranked team last Saturday night in Turpin Stadium and is getting ready for the Lamar Cardinals to come into Turpin Stadium Saturday afternoon. Coach, let's first talk about that big win over UCA. You sensed it was coming. You were very confident your team was getting better, and it finally played out on the field for 60 minutes Saturday night. Talk about that.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was very exciting to see our team play that way, and it finally all came together. You know, I was very happy for our players, you know, and to stay committed for a long period of time and really believe in what we're trying to get done. So it's really neat to see that happen for them and, you know, for our staff. Everybody's been working extremely hard across the board. So it was, you know, it was absolutely a big shot in the arm for us here going down the stretch. And something we talked about was, you know, let's win November. And, you know, we've had August and September and October to prepare us for November now. Let's just wipe the slate clean and let's start fresh and let's see what we can do right here in this last month of football.
I know there was a story that you shared, a motivational story with your team, encouraging them to keep on plugging, to keep fighting, to keep battling. Won't you share that one with us?
Well, it's an old story, and I'm sure some of the players, actually some of them did know the story. I had already heard of it before, maybe presented in a little bit different fashion, but you know, I have my own way of telling stories. And it's about the two frogs that jumped in a pot of cream. And you know, the one frog decided that it wasn't worth it and just kicked back and just sunk to the bottom of the bucket of cream. The other frog kicked, kicked and struggled for a long time. He kicked and struggled so much that he finally made butter and he got it solid enough where he could jump out of the bucket of cream. So that was the talk Friday night prior to the game. Say, hey, let's just get at it. We're gonna kick. Let's keep kicking. Let's keep struggling. Let's just keep going until we make butter. And us, you know, after the game, I brought it up again. Hey, we made butter tonight, fellas, and we hopped right out of it. We just didn't hop out. We ran out. So, you know, it was it's certainly a great feeling, and you know, it's something we all needed. We really needed it. And Central Arkansas obviously is a very good football team.
And that's the thing. This win not only is a conference win, and it's a confidence-building win, but it's over a, as you said, a very good team that people around the country had in their top 25 polls very high. So talk about how that affirms what you guys have been doing and what it does for this team going forward.
Well, it does. It just reconfirms, you know, everything that we're doing, the process that we're in right now. Obviously, we'd liked it kicked in a little bit earlier in, you know, in our conference play. You know, because you sit there and you start getting the scores in Saturday night and you start looking at it, and it was, you know, 2 weeks ago before Southeastern, you know, I went through the whole thing and I said, you know, it's all the what ifs. And I was telling the team, hey, this could happen, this could happen. You start looking at it. Well, sure enough, as it goes, some of those things that I'd highlighted and said potentially could happen have happened. And, you know, but we, you know, put ourselves in position now where we can have a great season. We can have a winning record at the end, and you never know what's going to happen at the end. So you got to come out and, you know, you got to take them one at a time. The old coach's cliche, right? Take them one at a time and focus on day to day and focus on the process and get ready for Lamar. It's going to be a big challenge this weekend.
All right. How much does it help that you are at home again this weekend, 2 home games in a row?
Oh, it's great. You know, down the stretch, having all these games at home. It's really been good. You know, we traveled a lot early on, and you know, it's always difficult to win on the road, no matter what level it is. You know, we were able to do some of that this year too, as well. But it's good to be at home, to be able to sleep in your own beds. You know, just get into the routine, and you know, it's such a great atmosphere to play in here at Turpin Stadium. You know, and our fans have been tremendous coming out and showing up. The support's been great. You know, across Demon Land, across the alumni everywhere. Everybody's still fired up, still excited. And I think that, you know, I think that's it. You know, I think our fans see the progress that we're making and understand where we're trying to get to.
Okay, well, your players haven't seen tape yet or haven't gone through a scouting report. You know a little bit about Lamar, a team that is very good defensively, a much improved team. Talk about the Lamar Cardinals.
Yep, and I tell you what, watching them offensively, They've got a quarterback that does a fantastic job. He manages the offense very good. He can run with the ball. He's sneaky. How he gets around. He's very savvy in the pocket. He can get out of trouble. He'll run the ball and then be right at the down marker, and then he'll throw it at the last second. It kind of keeps you hanging on the edge of your seat if you're a defender, really. But they've done a good job. Got a good backfield. Offensive line's done a really good job. They got a really good receiving core, and throwing the ball a little bit more than I think they have in the past. Because I wasn't around last year to really see them, but they have made a huge strides in their offensive scheme. Defensively, they're very talented, very long, very solid. Like everyone else, a lot of multiple looks, but very aggressive on defense, very good. And we got to see a lot more of that. They played games before us, so we got a lot of that in the trade. And so they got a solid team playing very well. Lost by 2 points to UCA. Won a game this past weekend, beat Nichols. Been in a lot of close. I had Louisiana Tech. Actually had a lead on Louisiana Tech for a long period of time. So you see them making the progress, and I think you look at us and them. We kind of parallel one another. We played a lot of close games, played a lot of halves, and had some things happen along the way in the other half of the game that the ball hadn't quite bounced, the way of in our favors. So it's going to be another typical Saturday. You got to get ready to go, and that'll be another good Southland Conference game.
All right, Coach. Appreciate it.
Yes,
good
sir.
luck this Saturday.
Appreciate it, brother.
We're with senior defensive end Keelin Johnson of the Demon football team. The Demon football team having defeated a nationally ranked opponent Saturday night in Turpin Stadium and getting ready for a home game again this Saturday afternoon against Lamar. Keeland had to feel really good in the last seconds of that game to know that you had completed the task, gotten over the hill, and finished a game and won it against a very good team.
Yes, sir. That was the best feeling in the world, knowing that we worked so hard all week to prepare for this win, and we just came out on top at the end.
You had a very dangerous offensive football team, and they had scored 66 points a week earlier. How did you guys keep them under wraps? They got a late touchdown to make it 28, but they were pretty much contained much of the game.
Well, we knew throughout the game that we had to get on them first before the offense get to rolling. I mean, they got a lot of good offensive players. The quarterback, even though the starting quarterback was hurt, they had a really good backup, and he came in. He played pretty good. I mean, we knew we had to jump out on them first, stay on them, and we came out on top at the end. So
I know their coach talked about the fact that he believed Northwestern won the physical battle. You were the more physical team, both sides of the ball, and I know that is typically a factor in every game. But when you're playing a team like this, how much of a difference did that make?
Well, playing with physicality, man, that's a big deal for us. We try to establish the tone early throughout the week and just make sure that we know that we went into this game knowing that we had to be more physical than them in order to win this game, and we couldn't finesse them at all. So we came out and we said that we was gonna stay on them, be more physical than them every snap, every down, and that we would come on top at the end. So that was a big factor in this game, being more physical than our opponent.
All right, we're turning the page now and looking ahead to Lamar team. I know that you've not studied on tape yet, but here's another team that's putting up points in the conference. Lamar scored 56 Saturday in its win over Nichols. They'll come into Turpin Stadium Saturday afternoon. What's it like being a defensive player in this conference where all these offenses are putting up big numbers and a lot of points?
Man, it's kind of hectic. I mean, we got to get more pressure. Just going in every week knowing that we got another challenge. We're dealing with the D line. Just knowing that they throw the ball a lot, and then it's going in knowing we have to bring a lot of pressure on them, and it's really complicated because each offense throughout this conference, they have really good offensive players, You know, people coming in you haven't seen before. You know, transfers and freshmen that's stepping up, man. It's kind of hard just knowing that it's always something different every week instead of just the same player every year. So it's pretty exciting going into the game, every game.
All right, and going into this game, coming off a win, what's that do for you guys from an emotional, mental standpoint?
Well, it boosts our morality a lot. I mean, we knew we had to win this game, and we weren't just going out just to stay in with them. We was going in really just to step on their neck and press them. And we just knew that this was going to be the end of our losing streak, and it showed up Saturday, and we're going to continue to work hard and keep pressing on. So that's the main goal for us, is just to keep pressing on and stay on each game, every series.
All right. Is this going to be a November to remember for the Demon football team?
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, Keith. Thank you.
All right.
We're with junior feature back Garrett Atzenweiler of the Demon football team. The Demons, having defeated Central Arkansas, a nationally ranked team, on Saturday night in Turpin Stadium, will be turning their attention to playing at home again on Saturday afternoon at 3 against Lamar. Garrett, first and foremost, congratulations on the win, and what does a win like that do for this football team from an emotional and mental standpoint?
Well, it does a great deal for us, just because we've had a tough season, have tough teams. We've been really close with all those teams, especially first half games. It feels good to finish one the way it's supposed to be finished, and that win helps the team. I think it helps the fans, helps everybody. So.
Yeah, you can go down the list of good things that happened Saturday night, but scoring to win the game in the fourth quarter, doing the job defensively throughout the game, not giving up a game-breaking play on special teams, reducing penalties, all those things add into it, no turnovers. But really, all those go back to the focus and preparation the team put in during the week. Was there anything different last week in practice that might have produced to this victory?
You know, I don't think it's anything different. I just think the mentality of the team was kind of different. You know, we were focused. We knew what we had to do to win, and I think we just went out and did it the way it was supposed to be done.
Okay, offensively, you guys have been productive throughout the season. You've got a team that put up 31 points and made that game-winning drive in the fourth quarter, made the clutch plays. Talk about how that kind of how that affirms what you guys have been doing.
Well, see, that's what I mean. We practice to do that. You know, in practice, we're put in tight situations. We've got to make a play. We've got to score, and that's what we do. We practice it. So when we do get in those situations in the game, you know, we're able, you know, to capitalize on those situations and win a ball game.
You're part of a multifaceted running attack. There's Daniel Taylor. There's yourself. There's Rob Walker. You go on down the list. There's guys who DeMar Lawrence who contribute every week. How does it all come together for you running backs, and why have you guys been successful?
Well, see, that's a good question, just because, you know, we all have our certain talents, we all have our certain styles. I think we all have different styles. It's pretty much, you know, we're looking at defense when we're scouting defense and stuff. It's whoever, you know, there's a lot of tough yards that you gotta get with our offense. A lot of short yardage situations. A lot of times that's where I come in. But then again, you know, we have Daniel Taylor that can, you know, run out of the backfield and catch a pass, and, you know, do a lot of good things for us. And then, you know, Lorenz and Rob Walker. I mean, Rob Walker's got great pass pro. He is a great two-minute back. He can get out real fast. He can do. He's big enough. He can pass block. Does a lot of good things for us. Me, I think I'm used for the power back and just for the yards that need to be get. You know, and you know, Lorenz, he does. You know, he catches a lot of passes out of the backfield. He makes a lot of good plays for us.
Now, you've got a guy at quarterback who's making a lot of plays too. Talk about Zach Atkins.
He's a good, first thing, he's a good team leader. He always keeps the morale of the team high. He's always telling us, you know, the situation, what we need to get done. And, you know, I think he's just a good player because, you know, he knows what the offense needs to do, and we capitalize on that, and we do a good job with him behind us on that, and he's just a really good player, motivator for us, and I think he's a great quarterback for us.
Okay, you're playing Lamar Saturday. I know you've not yet had a chance to go through a scouting report or look at any tape or anything like that, and this is your first year in the league, so you're not terribly familiar with the other teams anyway. But Lamar does have, statistically, the best defense in the conference. Talk about the challenges that presents for your offense on Saturday.
You know, I think that's just that's a good challenge for us, and I think we're going to take that challenge. I mean, that should be motivation for us to be able to maybe knock them off from being the best defense in the conference, you know, or something. You know, it's just got to be a motivator for us that we've got to show up with our best offensive game. You know, it should tell us that, hey, we're going to get up against the best team in the conference. You know, we've got to play the best we've played all year against them.
Okay, and the fact that you've got 2 straight home games and you'll be at home Saturday afternoon, that's got to be a plus as well.
It is. It is. I think we're comfortable at home, and we like being at home to bring a win, you know, to the community. So, and you know, they all can see it at home stadium.
Okay, last question. Departure from football. People are out in the woods hunting deer. I know you are a big outdoorsman.
That's right.
How eager are you to get out there and see what's running around these Louisiana woods?
You know, well, a bunch of guys went Saturday actually after the game. My family was up, so I didn't get a chance to go. But they sent me pictures, and let's just say it was I was pretty jealous of them. So I'm ready to get out there and see if I can get some deer on the ground.
Very good, very good. Thanks, Garrett.
Thank you.